Because the thing is, chat, is that my head prefers a reality that is more interesting and more fun to live in. So sometimes I just remember things how I want to think of it and not how they actually are. This is my folly. I am such a positive poly that even my own consciousness is warped and distorted to be a more funny and interesting place. Such is life. Okay, so this is a Milwaukee Police Department police report from 2020. Josh. Imagine being named Josh. You hear Josh your entire life, and then you start forgetting how to remember things. Well, why would anybody care about a Milwaukee, Wisconsin police report from 2020? Well, Stalker Child, this police report is a previously unseen, unheard of police report featuring Patrick S. Tomlinson, child. He was simply enjoying his day at a, and this is, I can't even believe this is fucking real. At 10 p.m., he was leaving Chubby Cheesesteaks. Now, there is an ongoing joke, and I will dare not opine on this because of certain factors. But I have been told by reliable witnesses that Patrick S. Tomlinson is fat. And so the mere fact that he was at a place called Chubby's Cheesesteaks in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is of some cosmic irony to begin with. But he was there late at night at 10 p.m., perhaps drinking too much. And then he leaves. He was waiting for his order. Tomlinson stated that he was using his Samsung S10 when suddenly he noticed someone grab his phone. He stated that he did not let go of his phone, and then a second subject began punching him in the face. Tomlinson stated that the subjects were able to get his phone away from him, and that they started to flee the area by heading westbound on E North Ave. Tomlinson stated that he chased the subjects to a McDonald's when he then gave up, and the subjects continued north through the parking lot, and he lost sight of them. So, let's break this down. At 10 p.m. at night, a presumably intoxicated Patrick S. Tomlinson was waiting outside for his order from Chubby's Cheesesteaks. He was then using his phone, perhaps childing people on Twitter at the exact moment, when a unknown assailant attempted to disarm the phone from his grip. He refused to relinquish the phone non-violently. And so a second assailant then began to batter him by punching him in his face. Not willing to give up his phone because it's the only way of telling people in Zitter that they are children and stalker children and that they will go to prison, he began to chase after three assailants who fled westbound. And after a few blocks, he ended up at a McDonald's, where presumably the inviting smell of McDonald's burgers and fries caused him to forget what he was doing and disoriented him while the stalker children ran off into the night, never to be seen again. And yes, it is three. In fact, stalker children, there are descriptions of them. Let's take a look at who these presumably stalker children are. Three subjects. Subject 1, black male, approximately 5'9 to 5'11, approximately 180 pounds, younger, wearing a white t-shirt with short hair, took the phone. Subject 2, black male, same height, same weight, also young, dark colored shirt, short hair. And subject 3 is a black male, same height, same weight, also younger, wearing a dark colored t-shirt, short hair. So, there he was. Yes, this is live. There he was at Chubby's Cheesesteaks, enjoying or waiting. He wasn't even enjoying his nice slop. By the way, I hate to offend, but kebab is better than cheesesteak. Like, cheesesteak is just hot dog bun, the shittiest slices of beef ever, greasy as fuck, and then like Velveeta fake cheese. Kebab is better. Sorry, I hate to break it to you. Everyone in Philadelphia can suck ass. I don't care. He then goes on to say, that he was not talking during after. He does not have insurance on the phone. He believes he can track the phone. He was speaking to an employee of Chubby's Cheesesteaks. Oh, an employee handed the officer a phone that was handed to her by a customer. No one was saying. The phone belonged to a black guy. Oh, I believe that one of the stalker children dropped their own phone. Okay. And then the cop says that the stalker children that stole his phone have done this in prior instances. They do have surveillance cameras. No conclusion was ever made. They never found Tomlinson's phone. And then after this, he just got a different phone. What's really funny is that his immediate post after this was to go on Twitter and talk about gangbangs. Like, his comment was, why is it called a bisexual gangbang if it's MMF, but it's not considered a bisexual gangbang to be FFM? Curious. So immediately after being mogged and punched in the face by black men, he was thinking about MMF threesomes for whatever reason. So I'll leave that up to your interpretation to figure out what the fuck the psychological condition was there. And what's also really funny is he made no mention of it. And there's several possible explanations for why. Like, maybe he just didn't want to be racist. Maybe he didn't want to admit that Milwaukee is like a shithole. Maybe he didn't want to admit that he was at a Chubby's Cheesesteaks. And I think also probably the biggest contributing factor was that Tomlinson holds himself as like a big, strong guy. And he's made stupid posts about how, like, if anyone tried to rob me, I would use my taekwondo and beat them into submission and then hold them until the police got there. Like, because he was very anti-Rittenhouse, and he was very, like, anti-other people who've defended themselves against violent black thugs. So it's like, when he's always said, like, I wouldn't need to use my weapons to take him down because I would be able to squash 3 assailants by myself and hold them non-violently until the police got there. And then he actually gets mugged and he runs at them until he loses his breath at McDonald's, and then he gives up and just calls the police. There's also posts of him, by the way, saying, like, any white man who calls the police on a POC is basically guilty of attempted murder as far as I'm concerned. That's where we're at now. Then, of course, he gets his fucking phone taken. And what does he do? He runs to McDonald's and goes, police, 3 black men took my phone. Please get it back. I need to call people stalker children on the internet. So that's the prevailing theory. Anything else? I think that is a wrap up, actually. I can't imagine what else will be there. Okay, chat. I defer to you. Anything? Arrest him. Arrest him.